Hi, I'm Derek, business systems coach for contractors. So you want to grow $1 million contracting company. That's often like, the bar that gets set early on as you start your business, maybe grow your business over a couple of years is, I want to reach that $1 million business and be wealthy and successful. And that is amazing. I'm going to be sharing with you 3 different things that you probably are not aware of and things that you need to be thinking about as you grow and scale your $1 million company. Okay, so we're gonna dive right in. First thing, big thumbs up, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. Best way to grow your contracting business, subscribe to the channel, check out all the awesome content. All right, so I'm gonna be sharing with you 3 different things. Make sure you stick around to the end. First one is gonna be, no matter what happens in your business, you have to ensure that you're still gonna be wealthy. So I'm gonna be sharing with you a way of making sure that you're gonna be wealthy and prosperous no matter what happens. The second one is a common misconception of how to grow a large business and how you should be doing that. Then the third one, I'm going to be talking about fallacies and also like what it's really like to scale a business. I've been through this myself. I helped other people through this and often without going through the trials and tribulations and actually like what it takes to scale a business, you don't know until you get there, right? So I'm going to be sharing with you what you can expect from that. Jumping right in. So the first thing we're going to be talking about is investing profits. So often guys will be like, I want to grow my company. All the money I make, I invest back into equipment. I invest into, marketing or this guy or that guy or whatever, right? Always thinking that they need to be investing their money. I call this like the farmer mentality, the farmer who's like had a good crop and now they're going to go buy a new, tractor and shed and like, they never really have extra money because everything gets spent on, equipment or things for the business, right? So yes, that is a way that you might, speed up the business to some degree, but it's a poor way to run a contracting business, especially with all the risks involved and you never know what's going to happen. So you should be running a business in a way with a mindset that you are going to be profitable. You're going to take the profits and you're going to diversify, allocate them in different areas outside of your business. So this could be real estate, buying developments or flip projects or rentals or whatever. It could be stocks or things of that nature. And you want to be thinking long-term, something with low risk generally, but decent returns. And you want to be parking that money, forgetting about it, right? If your business goes belly up, economy tanks, you have like some nasty lawsuit against your company or whatever, you've got this to rely on. You're still wealthy. You can pick yourself up again. You've got, money in the bank, money in investments, money that's working for you, right? Outside your business. So super important that in order to get to that $1 million, status, whether that's just in revenue or actually money in your bank, you need to be investing profits. All right, number 2, moving on to the second one. Often big misconception, said it a little bit in the first one, is that you need to spend money on everything and constantly like whatever money's coming in, you're spending it, whether that's, personal stuff for yourself and just like, living the life or just spending it on like services and materials and people and not really watching the numbers, not knowing what's happening. Often expenses are way too high. If you can lower your expenses, run a little bit of a bootstrap business, but still have the key things in place, you will get faster results. You will grow faster, you'll be able to pull profits faster. You'll be running a much better, smoother running business by not spending as much on expenses. And if you are doing this properly, you have the right system set up, you will know exactly how much that you're overspending on things, as well as if you are, not being profitable enough, where your estimating needs to be at and what efficiencies you need to be putting into your business. It's not an easy process. If you want help with this, reach out to me. There's links in the description how to do that. I've got lots of great advice and different courses and different things to help you out with that. So lowering expenses, it's what you keep, right? So at the end of the day, it's not how much revenue you have. Like you could have $1 million business doing $1 million in sales or $2 million in sales and not be making any money. And unfortunately, it's all too common in the contracting world, where at the end of the day, contractors left, scratching their head like, where'd the money go? I've got like lots of stuff coming in, maybe I bought a new truck or this or that, but like, I don't really have anything extra. Another reason to lower expenses is it minimizes risk. So another thing with, growing $1 million company is you need to be thinking about risk, and lowering your expenses is going to mitigate that by being, running an efficient ship, but also by if things don't go well or your sales dive or economy happens or somebody in the family gets sick or whatever, right? You minimize your risk by having expenses low so that even if something happens and your revenues drop or your profits drop, you're still able to maintain the business and still grow even when in stormy weather. So that's the second one. Moving on to the third one, super important. So scaling. What's it really like to actually scale a business? It is tough. It is hard, especially for the first time if you're not haven't done it before and you're not sure like how things happen, because often you're going to be operating at a certain level. It's happened to me. I started with subcontract framing, framed houses, worked for one builder exclusively for my first year. I made decent money because I was fast. I knew what I was doing. I had a crew of guys. We just worked our asses off and made good money. And then I started moving into renovations, general contracting, slowly grew the business, did like higher end projects, and I was able to expand my revenues very quickly, double, triple my revenues in a short period of time, but really not making any more money, if not making less money than I was before just doing subcontracting and running that kind of a business. Of course, I was more in a management position, so I was growing as a person. I was learning like new things of business and building a team. But at the end of the day, I was left with less money, not more money, even though I built my revenues substantially over just 1 or 2 years. And this is a common thing as well for a lot of contractors. Things I help coach clients on is like, as you expand, you're going to be taking on more projects. There's going to be more money out there. There's going to be a lot more risk, more people. You're going to have, extra zeros on your checks, but there's going to be those checks going in and out. So you've got to be really careful and have proper systems in place so that you are managing your money. And if you are struggling financially at like, doing $200,000 or $300,000 in sales, you're going to be struggling even more financially at, $1 million in sales. Just because you have higher revenues does not mean your business and you're just going to be more wealthy, right? You need to be able to really run a tight ship and have like really good financial systems in place when you're small, so that when you grow, you know what's happening with your money and you know how to be profitable, no matter what scale you scale up to. And as far as growing $1 million business, I'm not going to say it's easy, but given a long enough time, if your like goal is like 30 years from now, you want to have $1 million business, well, in 30 years, you should be able to figure out and grow a client base and build like a $1 million business. If you want to do it in 3, 5, even 10 years, well, that's going to be a lot more difficult and it's going to take a lot more effort and energy on your part, well as just like you're going to need to know so much more, and it's going to be a lot more risky because you're probably going to take risks to grow that fast that are going to put you in situations that may not be the most comfortable, may damage your reputation, damage your financial ability, damage your credit score. So there's a lot of risks involved with scaling a business quickly. But I just want to hammer this home that there's a lot to it. Make sure you're talking with people that have done this before. Reach out to a coach like myself to help you with the systems, the mindset, setting up a business like this. But it's very attainable. Lots of people have done it before. There's an easy kind of way to grow $1 million company when you know how to do it right. But going through it for the first time is going to be extremely difficult. And it's also going to matter what kind of business you are, right? If you're doing home building, you could build $1 million home in 1 year and do one home and you got $1 million revenue, right? Whereas if you're doing something like a cleaning business, well, you've got to clean a lot of houses, a lot of offices in order to grow $1 million cleaning business. So have that plan in place. Hope this has been helpful for you. Make sure to check out the description below. Free course on how to build systems in your business called How to Build a Business That Works Without You. Great resource on how to start systematizing your business, get those systems in place so that you have that foundation. You can just ramp it up, grow and scale once you have that in place. Also check out the other videos, lots of great content on here, how to build your business, how to grow it, and here's to the best with scaling and growing your $1 million company.